All right, so here's how to play For the End. Nice little finger picking tune, classic. Of course, everybody wants to know how to play this one. It's not as simple as you might think. The chords are very simple. It's just like G, D, G, C, G, but the way that those chords are played is more complicated than it needs to be. So we're going to take a D string. Maybe I'll just play it for you real quick first. Here's what it sounds like. So this is the main verse, intro. And then in between the verses, there's this musical interlude. And then back to the verse. So here's the verse intro. We're playing a G, middle finger on the D string 5th fret, pointer finger on G string 4th fret. We have an open B, unison there, and then pinkies all the way up on the 7th fret on the E string, playing the octave. So it should sound like, so that's our first. I'm just moving this out of the way to show you it's not playing anything. It's really just these 3 fingers, but this is just kind of hanging out. That's the first position, that's G. Then we're gonna go to, this is our sort of D chord. And all I did there is I went from here, I moved this finger to A string on the 5th fret, and ring finger is gonna take over on the E string 5th fret. And I'm skipping the D string here with my right hand, I'm skipping the D. So on the first chord, I'm going from D string down. Second chord, I'm skipping the D string, starting with A, skipping the D. Okay. Then we're going back to another G chord. This one is ring finger on the D string 5th fret. We've got open G, open B, and then pointer fingers on the 3rd fret of the E string. So we've got alright, and then we're going to go to D chord now. And this is a little bit of a stretch. We're going to take ring finger and put it on A string 5th fret. Pointer finger goes to E string 2nd fret. That's woof. And we're just going to play those 2 strings together, A and E together, to get that little interval there. And then move pointer finger up to 3rd fret, and then back again to 2nd fret. And then from there we're going to go to a C major 7. Okay, so far we have we didn't get to that far yet, but Alright, so the next part that I just played, that I skipped ahead, so it's a C major 7, go ahead and play the D string, G string, and then you're going to take that G string, put your middle finger on the 2nd fret, slide up to 4th fret. So here's what the move is there. and then pointer finger on B string 3rd fret, and then wrap your thumb around and get the E string on the low E string on the 3rd fret. So like that. And then got pinky on the 5th fret on the high E string, and then pointer finger on the E string 3rd fret. So and then do it again. And I'm kind of bouncing off the G string in between those melody notes on the E string there. Back to the beginning again. Same thing, I'm bouncing off that G string in between the sort of melody notes there. And that's the intro. For the E minor part, the musical interlude, we're just going to basically do the same thing that we did when we went from C major 7 to G, but instead it's going to be E minor to D. But the move looks much the same. So on the D chord there, I've got pointer on the G, 2nd fret, middle finger on the B, 3rd fret, pinky's all the way up on 5th fret on the little E, and then for the melody we're going to come down to 3rd fret on the E string with the ring finger there. So pinky 5th fret, ring finger 3rd fret. Minor, do that slide thing, just like we did with the G, right? I guess we did it with our middle finger on the G, on the front, going from C to G. The E minor, you want to do it with your ring finger so that you're set up to play that D chord there. I like to end it right there. Now there's one more thing. If you really want to get fancy, he does this cool little solo harmonic type thing. It's not for the faint of heart, that's pretty hard, but basically what we have here is a pointer finger on the D string, 5th fret, and middle finger on the B string, nope, that's 7th fret. G string 7th fret, middle finger on the B string 8th fret, and we're going to play E string with the thumb and G string with the pointer finger. We'll do a little hammer on there on the G string from 7th to 9th fret. And then we're going to take pinky up to B string 10th fret and pull off back to this note on the middle finger. So hammer on, G string, then pull off, slide up to this position here. So this is G string on the 11th fret. And then we're going to hit our harmonic with the pinky on the 12th fret, E string. And then the next one is D string on the 9th fret. That's what you're going for. Da-da. It's hard to hit those harmonics and hard to get them to ring out without muting them and all that stuff. But that's, you know, expert level. That's for the end. Enjoy. See you next time.